Yeah, you already know I'm not a licensed attorney or tax expert. I do this for educational informational purposes only. But yeah, man, I was, the flesh was born, conceived, and born on that side.
In the city in
baby.
Chicago?
No,
Illinois, that's right.
Yeah, I'm from Quincy, not from Chi-Town.
Okay. And you still
Couple
from
hours
Illinois?
down the street. Yeah.
Yeah, ain't nowhere.
I grew up on on the Nile River though.
Oh yeah, so you was already on the Nile.
People don't understand. Mississippi means Nile River. You know, I was going over there with one of my students already.
Wow.
A lot of people don't know that. Yeah, a lot of people didn't know that. That's what Mississippi means, Nile River. And then like the Colorado River means Red River.
Okay. Yeah, but I love how you put it together, man. You got me on taxes. Look, hey, come down.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm listening.
You got me all up on holding companies and operating companies and trust, irrevocable business trust. You got me up on. I'm familiar with it all, but to sum it up and put it together like you're doing, you got me tax up on it with that.
But you know, this don't come from nobody but the Most High.
I know.
You know, a lot of people don't realize that once you start to know yourself, you brought up Prophet Noble Jurali out the gate. You know,
man, for real.
I'm reading the Circle 7. I'm like, damn, he's teaching us universal law. You follow me?
And he was one of the coldest, one of the best I've ever seen did it, and I ain't seen him do it. Paperwork still speaking. I ain't even seen him do it, but he the best that ever did it that I know. But now he said, but look what he say. We gonna do greater works though. That's what we here for. We doing the greater works.
Yeah, got to. And I like how just Prophet Noble Drew Ali just demonstrated the business with the spirituality, how he mixed it together in the temple, man. You follow me?
Hey. Yeah, I know already. I understand how you see. That's what got me into business for real. Understanding how he put that thing together. I understand how he opened up the More Science Temple, and then he went to incorporate it.
Right. Yeah, he's cold.
Peace and love.
Peace and love. How y'all feeling out there? I'm gonna throw it in lecture mode here shortly. Yeah, peace and love, man.
It's a lot of static in the background, man.
Yeah, I'm about to mute everybody out because it's getting loud. Now, welcome to the class, man. If you're just joining, I put a bunch of files in the chat. If you're watching online with the online app, either on your computer or on your phone. Now, I have your emails. I'm gonna make sure everybody gets access to this screen sharing class and all the files as well that I'm going over. And it's cool because you're in the class. If you have access to the chat, let me know you have access to the chat, and I'll go over some of your questions if you have some questions. And I'm just going over the basics starting off, man, because there might be some things that you might have missed starting off. So I think it's important to go back to the basics. So chat. I want to make sure I can see y'all's chat. All right. Now, a lot of people that's joining me, they should know for the most part what status correction is. You know, when you look it up on Google, it says status means the position of affairs at a particular time, especially in political or commercial context. Status to me, you know, you got to update your political status in the game that they play. They get their powers from something called color of law. Color of law, and color of law is let's see if we can just find a Google search of color of law. This is how the government gets their powers. See what this says. Color of law refers to an appearance of legal power to act that may operate in violation of law. For example, if a police officer acts with the color of law authority to arrest someone, the arrest, if it's made without probable cause, may actually be in violation of law. So this is where most of the powers are coming from. Anytime you see gold around the flag, this means their power is deriving from color law, right? You know, I'm not a licensed attorney or tax expert. Just for educational information purposes only. So within this game that they play, which is fictitious, they had to set up some type of game. They took your land. They came over here. They took the land. They had to create some type of game to sell it and make profit of it, or whatever type of game that they play. You follow me? Because all this is a game. It's a play. And you're considered to be a piece or property within this game. All right? So it's important to understand right now, if you haven't updated your status correctly, then you're considered slave status, whether you're considered white or black, okay? And so again, you're considered a slave status, especially if you're considered a federal citizen, okay? Now, that's okay though, because if you know how to play chess, even the pawn, when it crosses the board and moves across the right boxes, okay, it stands on a square, the right boxes involved, right? Then it too can become a power piece, all right? It can become a power piece in the game, all right? Now, so I'm going to teach you how to become a power piece. But I always got to bring up the definitions for you, because when you understand that this is a game, they get you by contract, right? They get you under a contract. Now, for a contract, there has to be definitions involved. Now, when you go to 28 U.S.C. 3002, this is their definitions. And the reason why I go over this is so I implement it in your mind. I cement it in your mind. I cement it on your heart's tablet so it makes sense. So if somebody tries to tell you you're crazy, you got the rules right here in front of you. This is their rules. So 28 U.S.C. 3002, subsection 2, court means any court created by the Congress of the United States, excluding the United States Tax Court. And this correlates with the United States Constitution as well. Article 3, this is involving judicial powers, which judicial means court powers, okay? Which all inferior courts, which means lesser courts, their powers come from the Superior Court or Congress, all right? So a court is not even a lawful court unless it was created by Congress, and you request or demand. Demand means assertion of a legal right. Now, I need y'all to understand this. Demand means assertion of a legal right in law, okay? Demand, an assertion of a legal right, all right? So when you demand something in law, you're asserting your lawful rights or your legal rights or even your God-given rights, however you're coming at them, all right? And this is dealing with anybody in commerce. I need y'all to realize this. Let's see. I'm going to make sure I'm put this down so y'all can, let's see. Now, so 28 USC. Now, anytime you have a debt, dealing with a debt, right? That's an amount that's owed to the United States. My apologies. People want to leave a donation late and then expect me to rush to them. But because this is vital information, man. Y'all got. My mom always told me if you don't show up on time, then you late. Like if you show up on time, you late. Be 10 minutes early. Holding up everybody else. I ain't doing that for nobody else. Now look, debt. This is an amount that's owed to the United States. All right. A debtor is a person, right? So this is important when you understand. So person, when you see person in these definitions, see person is an actual status, okay? When you deem to be a person, that's a status. When you deem to be a defendant, that's a status. I'm going to let that sink in for a second. So when you deem to be a person, that's a certain status, all right? So I would never claim to be a person. Can you prove that I'm a person first and foremost? Because I'm going to tell you, in their definitions, their codes and statutes, it's always going to say person. That is a status, all right? So never claim to be a person. It comes down here when you come to, I want to say, I don't want to lie to you. So number 10, person and natural person. I know a lot of people include natural person in their status correction. I would never include natural person in my actual status correction because person includes a natural person. And person, it just means corporation. Anytime you see the word person, this means corporation. This is why when you take the status of person, you have to be represented by an attorney. And being represented, representation. Only corporations need to be represented or have representations. I need to break down these certain definitions. Now, people talk about UCC1s, right? Now, all UCC1 does is provide evidence for a security agreement. You got to have a security agreement in play. You got to have a security agreement in play. We're looking at definition 13 here now on 28 USC 3002, subsection 13, right? So security agreement, that's an agreement that creates or provides for a lien. But to have a proper lien established, you're going to have loans and security agreements and other bills of exchange, bill of sales, different things in order before you could actually create a UCC1 and then learn how to enforce it. That's a whole different class. But I need you to understand and understand when you create a proper lien, say you was to put a lien on your actual name, you wouldn't even actually be able to operate in commerce. Follow me? A UCC1 is just a lien. It's not no type of freedom tool, nothing like that. Now, you can use it to protect property when you have certain agreements and arrangements in place. This is why it's important to understand how to create a holding company to help and assist with your proper name in the state. But we're going to go over the private side today. But it's important to understand that everything is a corporation, which I'm getting to. So it's a state means any of the several states, the District of Columbia, territory or possession of the United States, right? Then it tells you what United States means on the 15. United States means a federal corporation. All right? So it's important to know. United States is a tax court. The United States is a corporation, and anytime they're operating in court, it's a tax court. It doesn't matter if it says it's the state of California or the United States. It's going to be the United States corporation. You got to understand that the several states are under bankruptcy. Everything falls under federal jurisdiction because this is where they get their funding. All right? So understand everything is tax court. Secondly, understand HJR 192. All debts are prepaid. And what is the debt? Debt is just an amount that is owed to the United States on an account of a direct loan. All right? So anytime they say you owe a debt and you go to court, because you know court starts through the paperwork. They send stuff through the paperwork first. Debt means amount that is owed to the United States. And a debtor means a person who is liable for a debt. So, again, if you claim you're a person, stay away from the actual person word. Please stay away from the actual person word. Now, secondly, understand when you're born. First, before we get back to the corporation part, understand, certificate means title of ownership, right? A certificate of title provides documentary evidence of the right of ownership, mainly for real estate. So, when you see this, it says mainly for real estate. When you see this certificate, it means right of ownership. And it's a reason why it's called a title, right? And these are my own definitions per se right here, okay? So the reason why they call it a title is because you used to be royalty, right? You come from you got royalty in your bloodline because you're living on the land of you're living on the promised land. This is the promised land. There's nobody else in the world trying to die, go to any other country, all right, or any other part of the world, or any other soil land. Just look at it like this. People are dying to get over here, right? So understand, you're on the promised land, okay? There's royalty in your blood. There's a reason why you're here. You have a life purpose. You don't know who your ancestors are no more, all right? So, and this all ties in with status correction because you got to learn how to think right. So it used to be kings and queens, used to be royalty, emperors and empresses, and all of that, right? So they took that away from you. And now they understand that you're this royalty, but they need you to not know so they can rule over you. They can harness your power and use it for whatever they want to do. They took away your culture. You don't know who your great grandparents are. It's like your family didn't hand you down shit no more. You follow me? Because you don't even know who your ancestors are. All right. So I need you to understand that first and foremost. For a tree to grow strong, it has to have strong roots. And so again, for a tree to grow strong, it has to have strong roots. So you need to dig deep within and understand who you are, so you are no longer scared. Fear. You no longer live in fear. Fear stands for false evidence appearing real. So you no longer live in fear. Learn how to correct your status properly, because what they do is they take everything from you via paperwork and they get you to act it out due to your ignorance, due to your indoctrination, due to your public education. So I'm going to need you not to be scared. I'm going to need you to study and get an understanding. I'm going to need this shit to click for you. I'm going to need you to listen. There is such thing as a higher power. Whoever that higher power is, hey, who knows? But look, I believe it's inside you, right? So get to know yourself, right? So check this out. Speak this stuff out loud. Hey, I desire to know this, and I know it's coming. And then it's going to happen. I promise you. I'm checking the chat, man. Someone said, indeed. Okay. Now, so the next step. So we understand certificate of title. A title, a certificate shows ownership. You know, the right of use, so to speak. We'll say the right of use. So anytime you register something, anytime you get a title for something, you're giving up your true ownership for the right of use. Okay? I need you to understand that. So a birth certificate. Here's how the birth certificate works to my understanding, knowledge, and beliefs. Okay? The actual birth certificate, when it's issued and signed off on, they're converting that baby's labor. That baby, they convert that baby into a corporation. They convert that baby into a stock. They convert that baby into a trust for profit, right? And then they just keep creating credit off it, and you just get small percentages off what you're creating. All right? It's a securitization process. All right? Look up securitization. But the United States is a company. The United States is not company. Scratch that from the record. The United States is a corporation. Is a federal corporation. And I would like to believe that it is a holding company because it is holding you as stock. And everything that you own is stock. Okay? It's holding everything you own as chattel. And it's making money off of your contracts. It's making money off of everything that you do. Okay? Now, like say you was to get a warrant, right? You ever look up what the word stock warrant is. Stock warrant. What is the stock warrant? A stock warrant is a financial contract between a company and investors that gives the investor the option to purchase the company's stock at a specific price and by a specific date. A stock warrant allows the holder to receive newly issued stock from the same company that provided the warrant. I'm going to say that again. A stock warrant. A stock warrant is a financial contract between a company and investors that gives the investor the option to purchase the company's stock at a specific price and by a specific date. A stock warrant allows the company to receive newly issued stock from the same company that provided the warrant. Again, what is a court? When you go to court, it is a tax issue. Now, I need you to understand. I'm just throwing certain things out there right now. It's all going to make sense at the end of the day, okay? Now, when you're born, right, your name, your mom gives you a name, right? And then your name is converted into a sole proprietorship when you're given a birth certificate, okay? So when you're issued this birth certificate, right, this is showing beneficial interest. You know, it's showing that, hey, the state now has title, and the state issues title to you as the rent. The parent is the parent who rents. And now the child is property of the corporation, which is going to be the actual state. Now, a sole proprietorship. A sole proprietorship is also referred to as a sole trader or a proprietorship. It's an unincorporated business that has just one owner who pays personal income tax on profits earned from the business. A sole proprietorship is the easiest type of business to establish or take apart due to a lack of government regulation as such. These types of businesses are very popular among sole owners of businesses, individuals, subcontractors, and consultants. Many sole proprietors do business under their own names because creating a separate business or trade name isn't necessary. You don't have to do anything. But I need you to understand, this is going to make you liable for all the business's debt. It doesn't shift liability. You're going to be held liable. There's no legal distinction between the owner and the business entity. There's no legal distinction between the owner and the business entity. So, when you're born, your name is converted into a sole proprietorship. To my understanding, they prop the sole of your foot on this birth certificate. That's like your seal. You know, they say you stamped it with your soul, right? On the record, right? Then they create this. So, the status, if you're black, you're automatically a slave. You're 3/5 of a person, right? Some states even less, right? Now, white people have immunity out the gate. White means privilege, right? White means purity. Purity means God. But when you get that Social Security number, you are deemed a slave now, because the social always works for the EIN. The social is the slave and the EIN is the master. So in order to shift this sole proprietorship back to the master status, you need to get an EIN, all right? Whether it's in trust form or a corporation or LLC, right? So that's one step to the status correction. That's on the public side. When dealing with the corporation side, you want to make your name an LLC, an S Corp, or a C Corp, and then learn the difference between all three of these different types of corporations on the public side. If we go to the Missouri Secretary of State Business Search, I will show you where I have my name, Business Services, Business Search. So you know I'm not just making this stuff up, man. I need y'all to see it with your own eyes so you understand it. I keep my certificates with me. I'm not going to dig out my paperwork today. I'm going to show you what it is online. Search. And I suggest you do it for your kids too, the DBA. You would be doing business as with your kids. So boom, a limited liability company. Once you see what it looks like. And that's it. I got it as a motivational speaker right here on this one. But you know, I also got one set up as a trust bank as well. There's a certificate right there. Certificate of good standing. And that's for the actual name, my actual government name. It's a limited liability company, all right? I just wanted y'all to see that. So when dealing with them, anytime when dealing with my name in the actual public, right? I'm gonna say, man, that's the LLC. I'm the CEO. I'm the authorized representative, or I'm a member. You follow me? I'm never gonna claim to be the owner though. I'm just, it's own nothing, control everything. This is the basic class, buddy. Now, somebody's asking me the next step, what to do. We're not building business credit. We're not doing that. We're not talking about that right now. We're just doing the basic status correction class. Now, on the public side, now we get into the good. That's the public side. That's the public side. Okay, I'm in the wrong stuff. So, I need y'all to understand what's going on. If you need the EIN, I gave you the documentation, how to create an EIN for your trust as well. We'll be going over trust towards the end of the classes. I want y'all to see, in the same way you create an EIN for the irrevocable trust, you do it for your LLCs, all right? You can only get one EIN a day. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is, can you incorporate your name in any state or home state only? You can do it any way you want, whatever makes sense to you. All right. Now, I think it's important to revocate all your powers of attorney, too. Revocate all your powers of attorney. Now, all these basic documents right here, we got the Declaration of Status, Declaration of Proper Name, Notice of Acceptance, Affidavit of Truth. These are all the same documents that's in this right here. This is everything combined in one, right? But I just brought it out separately, right? I think this is important to put on record with everybody. Declaration of rescission of surety. All right, now this is dealing with contracts and everything is surety. Anything you sign for, and rescind your surety and rescind your powers of attorney, making sure that you're your own power of attorney. In fact, and I need this to make sense for you guys, okay? Anytime you sign something with any government agency or corporation that they're receiving credit for you or your labor, anything like that, you're signing over your power of attorney and back to them. You're making them authorized agents and authorized powers of attorney on behalf of your estate. All right? So make sure that a declaration is just as important as an affirmation. I didn't say affirmation, as an affidavit. Declarations and affidavits are very much similar. Because you got to understand the Declaration of Independence. They had to declare their independence. And let me know, man, that y'all can see everything, man. It says that you can see. Everybody else can see. All right, man. I'm going to keep going because some of y'all just be like the holding up class. That shit pisses me off, for real. Excuse my language. Yeah, I appreciate y'all, man. Now, when dealing with any corporation, all right, I'm going to say corporations because these are private, for-profit corporations. They get by with this shit because when you sign up or you agree or you do these certain things, you're gifting your energy, you're gifting your labor, you're gifting your credit, you're gifting your estate. Yeah, granted, you might not have known about it, all right? And I need you to understand this too. They don't owe you anything. They're doing their job. I need you to understand this. They don't owe you anything. They're doing their actual job. This is their job. This is what they're supposed to do. It's your job to know what you're supposed to do. Rescind your signatures. Rescind all your surety, all right? Make sure it goes to every public entity and government contract, be it federal, state, county, and or city, and municipal corporations, including but not limited to the initial application for a Social Security number, taxpayer identification number, every individual or corporate tax return ever filed, be it federal, state, county, and or city, every application for a business license and business license number, every court document ever signed in any legal action, civil and or criminal, every contract and court document signed as a defendant or probationer, the initial application for selective service in the armed forces of the United States, every adhesion contract and application for an individual driver's license and learner's permit, every application for an individual state identification card. All right, you put your individual numbers in there, your birth certificate, your voter's registration, every public government contract, known and unknown, evidence and signature of suretyship, every signature now being the signature of agency without recourse, without prejudice by the sole beneficiary. Nunc pro tunc ab initio. There's no proof to the contrary. And when dealing with entities, when dealing with corporations, always put there's no proof to the contrary, because there's going to have to be actual individual. You'll have to face your accuser if there is proof to the contrary. There has to be an actual accuser. Okay? There has to be somebody that's willing to fill those. There has to be somebody that's willing to fill those shoes. There has to be somebody that's willing to come forth and say, hey, I have proof to the contrary. And there's not going to be anybody that's working for any of these corporations. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. Let me know you can see it. Declaring extends to every private business this rescission of signatures of suretyship, including but not limited to every application for a bank account, individual and business, every application for any form of insurance, including life insurance, motor vehicle insurance, business insurance, and home insurance, and every other application involved in any private business endeavor and or private investment evidencing the signature of suretyship. Every endeavor and or private investment evidencing the signature of suretyship, every signature now being the signature of agency without recourse, without prejudice by the sole beneficiary, nunc pro tunc ab initio. There's no proof to the contrary. I'm going to go over that. Calm down. I'm going to tell y'all who to send this to. Make sure that it is retroactive to the date, you know. Make sure you get it notarized. That's important. Make sure you get it notarized with the state. And starting off, you're going to want to make sure this goes to the Secretary of State. Your Secretary of State. Secretary of the Treasury. Your county deeds office is the most important. The county deeds office that you're dwelling in, okay? That you're actually laying your head in. If they pull up on you and run your name, this needs to be put on the record. It's important. Instead of a birth certificate, you do a baby deed of land recording. All right? You do a baby deed of land recording. Listen, yes, y'all get access to the files. Listen, I need y'all to listen so y'all quit asking the same questions over and over. After the class, you get access to the files. I put the link in the chat box already. I put the files in the chat box already. I will put them in there again before I leave. I like holding up class. We're not talking about loan applications. We're not talking about that. We're talking about motherfucking status correction. But I'm not even paying attention to y'all in the chat no more. Now, you've got the baby deed of land recording. You do this for yourself, and you can do this for your baby. You do not have to fill out for a birth certificate. You do not have to be filled out for a birth certificate. Also, we got the declaration of status. Do your proper name. Declaration of status is pretty self-explanatory. Your proper name. Everything is in red where you're supposed to fill out. Just make sure you put your name in right. You know, anytime you use a semicolon, like within time, this makes it a fact. This makes it a fact. All right? This whatever. That's what makes time a fact. It's because it has those things. And then also having this little dash right there. You got the notice and acceptance and acknowledgement of a deed. And that's dealing with anything, man. You need to make sure that you reconvey the deed. You accept the deed. Because what they do is they destroy the real shit and then they reconvey it. So boom, you as a natural person, then they destroy evidence of that and then they turn you to a corporation, right? You know, with houses, it used to be a land deed, then they turn into a property description. So they're turning what's real into something that's fake. They turn something what's real into description, into things that will fit their jurisdiction, so to speak. All right? So they turn you from a man or a woman into a person. And that's for everything. Now, the status correction documents that I'm showing you, I'm bringing forth, is what's going to take you from that jurisdiction into your own jurisdiction. But it's important to know what's going on in these documents. Start by reading them out loud. It's important to know because you can verbally give them jurisdiction as well. Understanding that you are the heir and beneficiary of whatever estates and personal property that you have. And this is just dealing with the private trust side, all right? All these documents are for the private side. They're never going to want to put it on the record. This is why they're all labeled as exhibits. We label them as exhibits because this makes it an actual evidence. It labels it as evidence with anything. And so if they don't put it on the record, that is tampering with evidence. Once again, everybody that's following along in the chat. Boom. There's the link. There's the link to the file. After this class, I will upload the video and it'll be in this, and I will email everybody once again. Okay? Going over the basic status correction right now. I put the simple cancellation of all prior powers of attorney in there for you. This needs to be done. If you're doing status correction, you need to revoke all your previous and prior powers of attorney, including state officials, whoever, public offenders. Now, if they say you have to have co-counsel, that's when you appoint them as your co-counsel and you make them sign something saying you're holding in due course, and you do your letter of rogatory, okay? That's if you're in a court issue. And there's the deed of reconveyance. Now, what's this deed of reconveyance? This is for your birth certificate. This is to reconvey your birth certificate. All right? We'll go over it. I'm gonna read from it like this is me, okay? I, the living man, Ali Malik Kilam Bey, being of age, of sound mind, and in good health, free of all duress or improper consideration, hereby acknowledge, accept, and reconvey my given lawful trade name, Ali Malik Kilam Bey, to the land and soil of, since I showed you Missouri, it will be of Missouri, or of Illinois, my native state. We'll say Illinois. My native state, together with all derivative names. And then you will put all your names, whether it's first, middle, last, middle, first, just do it all. And all other variations, however styled, punctuated, spelled, ordered, or otherwise represented as pertaining to me and my estate, and hereby declare their permanent domicile on the land and soil of Illinois. All prior powers of attorney, all other prior presumed or granted executorships, guardianships, and agency relationships are terminated and revoked, effective with my natural birthday, as I elect to be recognized as the sole living owner, executor, beneficiary, and agent of my name in the state since my 21st birthday. And then put your 21st birthday. Then sign, get it notarized. Whatever it is you need to do. Do you follow me? There's instructions right there for you too. It's really that simple. But you need to understand what's going on. You need to understand what is going on when it comes with the trust side. And we'll have a definition class. We'll have a class just over definitions. So I'm letting you know what's going on there. And someone says, so is nationality important in any of the status corrections, like if you want to be an L or a Bay? Listen, L and Bay was given to me with my temple, with the people I was rocking with. That's something that you have to call upon your ancestors. That's something dealing with yourself, all right? That's just something that I understand. If you understand it, rock with it. You go with stuff you understand. I understand Wicca, too. You know I go by Red Wolf. Feel me? I'm a man of many names. Now, we're going to go over this bad boy. Now, nationality is included in this one right here. Nationality is included in this right here. I put my nationality. And this can be used as identification. And starting off, I had this labeled non-taxpayer affidavit, durable power of attorney, general in fact, revocation of all previous powers of attorney. And I want to shout out to Al B all the way in San Fran in Cali. No, he's not in San Fran, he's in Oakland. My bad. I don't want no problems. All the way in Oakland. Because he showed me this. Look, check me out. When dealing with entities, and I'm going to go over this in another video, you have to, whether it's the IRS, whether it's the vital statistics, wherever you have these accounts at, you have to also learn how to file a proper change of address with these entities, because they're getting all the information on you. Okay? They're getting all the information, all the accounts on you. So you got to learn how to, you can do this with court cases. You can do this with so many different things, and all the information will get rerouted to you. But what I say is make sure that your name on the public side is the LLC or corporations, and having them go into the virtual address before you have it rerouted to you. Don't have it come to your home address. Get something off the radar. All right? Hope that made sense for y'all. Now, the non-taxpayer affidavit, durable power of attorney, general in fact. And this is the revocation of all previous powers of attorney. Because when you revocate all the previous powers of attorney, you're going to want to appoint yourself as the general power of attorney in fact. The general power of attorney in fact. I'm going to say it again. The general power of attorney in fact. The attorney general in fact. You will now be the attorney general in fact. Only generals and attorney generals can negotiate rights, okay? You need to understand this, because this is a game. This is a game of war. This is black and white shit. You feel me? So you got to learn the rules and learn how to reign king. So we're appointing the attorney general in fact on this. This is what's different about this status correction document right here. All right? And pay attention where it says natural man or natural woman. We never say natural person. You follow me? We always put that they have lack of jurisdiction, and we present why. You know, we got our own seals right here. Now, if you have your own LLC or corporation, you can create your own seal and put it here. You follow me? When you create, and I want to bring this up again too, so say, you know, I got a motivational speaker, so my name is service marked instead of, you know, things can be trademarked. Since you're doing an actual service, you can service mark your name when you create it as an LLC or a corporation. And then that way when they use your name out of context, you can sue them for copyright infringement. It's really that simple. We always put our nationality, you know, mine says white blackamoor, because black, you know, blackamoor is an actual noun. Just make sure that you're a noun, all right? And you remove all this disabilities and disabilities of minority, all right? Let them know I'm the beneficial owner of the Equitable Sister K Trust. I deny infancy, because infancy means you're not at the age of majority, all right? Make sure anytime you're dealing with them, this is in the interest of the United States and in the interest of the American people. I'm here in a non-military capacity as a friend to the United States to aid in reducing the public debt and removing the wounded from the field of battle, because the public debt is what's owed to you. It's over $21 trillion. This is what's due to the taxpayers, okay? No matter what the construction, the construing, the interpretation, or the reason, anything to the contrary of the information stated herein shall be held deemed void, as well as unreasonable, frivolous, meritless, moot, nonsensical, and I'm not a U.S. citizen under federal law, all right? Let them know you're part of the sovereign state and the republic, or whatever state that you're the republic in. And go through and see what it says, man. You're a free inhabitant. You're not a citizen. Don't confuse you with a citizen. Showing you all the power of attorney generals, non-adverse, non-belligerent, non-combatant parties does supersede former attorney-in-fact powers, and furthermore, current powers cures all previous signatures given by principal, as I revoke as well as rescind via disaffirmance on any and all previous contracts and or power of attorneys entered into during infancy. And this is a point you as your attorney general. Also, it's going to appoint you as your own private banker and broker. I know, because when you're coming into this vessel, this ship, the jurisdiction, you're appointing these corporations to act, sell, exchange, buy, invest, reinvest assets and property on your behalf. This is what you're doing. So this is appointing you as your broker as well. And listen. You can conduct any business with any depository institution and all financial institutions, service providers in particular, all issue agents, all transfer agents, and all payout agents with respect to any of the principal's accounts with express provisions for creation of deposits and withdrawals, acquisition. All right, and that's important to understand the acquisition, because that's when that 1099A comes into effect, because this is what they're filing. They're filing 1099As on these contracts or the property or whatever it is that you're doing within the 36 months. Certificates, warrants, money orders, drafts, passbooks, bank statements, acquisitions, like I said, the stocks, the shares, the bonds, mortgages, liens, financial obligations, promissory notes, bills of exchange, payable to the order of for the principal by any legal person, body, corporate body, politic body, ecclesiastical, and any corporate soul. It goes on and on. As you know, listen, you're being put back in charge. But you need to understand. You need to dig deep. This is just the basic class, so I'm not going to go dig deep in all this. But I need you to understand what's going on. All right? Now, when you do this, you're becoming the principal. You're becoming the power of attorney in fact for your business. This is your business now. Do you follow me? This is your business now. Look, man, if you want to sign up for these classes, make sure you go to MalikKalam.com. I got everything on MalikKalam.com right now. Right now, we got the basic status correction, advanced status correction. It's going to be at the 1099 OID. It's corporate education, child court classes, all that, man. Go to MalikKalam.com. It's for $100. I'm going to give everybody $100. $100, y'all get access to all those classes, man. And then I got the mortgage and foreclosure educational course starting in January, every Friday and Saturday in January. The rest of these classes are going to start again in February. I'm just bringing this up, man, because the Instagram's about to shut down, and I'll probably upload this to the YouTube as well. But I just want y'all to know, man, we also got gift cards. If you want to get gift cards for people, we got the basic memberships on MalikKalam.com. We also got the private plates and IDs back, national IDs and private plates at MalikKalam.com. There is going to be a little 60-day hold on those, but we will get them shipped out to you ASAP. We'll let you know. We'll work on it. We'll get you a digital copy, and then we'll get them printed up. I got a new supplier. So make sure you go to MalikKilam.com for that. Other than that, if you find any of this information valuable, make sure you leave a donation on the Cash App, the Secured Party Credit. Again, the Secured Party Credit, or reach you on my cell directly at 407-274-5161. Much peace and love. Prosperity is your birthright. Yes. So now, back to the documents. So I need you to know. Yeah, let me know, man. Y'all got any, we're still in class. Let me know if you got any questions so far. Let me know if you got any questions so far. I'm dealing with basic status correction. We're not talking about trade lines. We're not talking about building business credit. We're just talking about how to correct do y'all even know what status is? Is it making sense what status correction is? I want to make sure that y'all follow along. Let me know that it makes sense. Also, put that it makes sense in the comments so I know that y'all are following me. I got a lot of people hitting me up in the chat, so we about to look that up, man. All right, yeah. Let me know. So Beer Gang Tabernacle says it makes sense. Russ says it makes sense. Sammy AZ says yes, this is the first you need to do. Yes. Makes sense, bro. Makes sense. Kim says it makes sense. Angel says it makes sense. Michael. Hold on, we going. Corey says makes sense. Messiah says no doubt. Gregory says makes sense. Darnell says yes, sir. Marmunji says overstand. Denise Brown Bag, peace and love, guys. She said yes, makes sense. So, Lowe says status shows how you are viewed in the public or a court in reference to your rights. I would agree to that statement as a summary, yes. Does anybody disagree with that? Lowe says status shows how you are viewed in the public or a court in reference to your rights. I would agree to that, yes. I would say that's a great summary. If that's what you got from what I just said, then I feel like I did a great job at explaining. I feel like I did a damn great job at explaining. If that's what you got from what I just said, I appreciate you loads. Especially if you new to this, bruh, like damn. Like I don't know how I couldn't even word that even better. I couldn't word that even better. Status shows how you are viewed in the public or a court in reference to your rights. I could not reword that any better. Private Equity says, you said to file the paperwork with the Secretary of State, Secretary of Treasury, Recorder of Deeds in your state, and nativity. Who else? Yes, man, put it on with the IRS, whoever you're dealing with, man. Vital statistics, anybody that's dealing with you. Social Security Administration. Like if you're a slave, you have no authority. That's right. Someone says, Andre Butler says it makes sense. Andre, peace and love to you, King. Rashad says if you're a slave and have no authority. Sammy, as he says, can't move forward with the other process with getting in hot water. Farewell You says makes sense for nationality. I put the ethnicity codes for more Moroccan and Asiatic. Okay. Darnell said yes, sir. Kevin Don, I got in late. Do we have access to these docs? Yes, you do. I'll put the link back in the chat for you latecomers. Gotta have patience with our people. I swear. I swear. I have patience with me, so I have patience with y'all, I guess. I ain't no doctor, though. Hip Trong Hong, you can ask a question. Go ahead. And again, Elsa, can you incorporate your name in any state or home state? That's up to you. But there is benefits if you do your name in like Wyoming, Delaware, Texas. That's a different class, though. I can show you how to make those LLCs on your home state LLC. I just want to make sure I didn't miss everything. Someone asked me to explain the later rotatory. That's in the court class, brother. I always set up the, I just put the link in the chat again. Someone asked, do I set up the business credit for the LLC or the trust? We're not going over the business credit, but I set it up for the LLC. I don't even talk about the trust on the public record. Anderson says, I'm not going to lie, Malik, I love your work, family. Peace and love. Appreciate you. Black Laws, 6th edition is best legal description that I found. It's what private equity says. L says he was planning on Wyoming. Yes, you can still do processes if you're Jamaican. It doesn't matter where you're at. So, the next affidavit is the registration for the owner of collateral securities. You have to register as the collateral. All right? You got to register the collateral. And that's with anything. So, when you start understanding what's going on, that you're gifting things, you're gifting them so they can invest on your behalf. Then you'll learn how to even you'll put this on record with the Security and Exchange Commission and the FTC, the Federal Trading Commission, so the SEC and the FTC as well, because these birth certificates, is as per the statute, the following is being placed on the public record: birth certificates. The registrar of titles is authorized to receive for registration of memorials upon any outstanding certificates of title, an official birth certificate pertaining to a registered owner named in said certificate of a title showing the date of birth of said registered owner, providing there is attached to said birth certificate an affidavit of an affiant who states that he is familiar with the facts recited, stating that the party named in said birth certificate is the same party as one of the owners named in the said certificate of title, and that therefore the register of titles shall treat said registered owners as having attained the age of majority at the age of 18 years after the date of birth shown by said certificate. Now, a lot of people be asking about the QSIP numbers and all that, man. Listen, if you think you need a QSIP number, it's on the back of your Social Security card, but you don't necessarily need it. You got to learn how to appoint the right individuals to do these things for you, okay? Yeah. So once you got your, I like people to do their name first. Okay, so starting off, you need to understand, either make your name an LLC holding company or a trust administration bank. Regardless, you can set it up as business management or just a consulting firm, consulting from business to business, okay? Does this make sense? Now, just real quick, and I'm bringing this up because I need you to understand. So, a merger and a marriage is the same thing. A merger combines two separate businesses into a single new legal entity. True mergers are uncommon because it's rare for two equal companies to mutually benefit from combining resources and staff, including their CEOs. Unlike mergers, acquisitions do not result in the formation of a new company. So all the merger is is a marriage, okay? Now, I need you to understand that because the United States it's a tax court, it's a corporation. Everything's a game, everything's a corporation, right? So when understanding this, when you create your name, you create it, and then if you have kids, your kids are going to be fictitious names, or they're going to be doing business as names, DBAs, owned by your LLC or your corporation. But like I said, starting off, I would do an LLC because it can be taxed as a corporation regardless. And set it up as a holding company or a business consulting firm or a trust administration. This is what I would do starting off for true status correction, all right? Now, that's on the public side when dealing with these entities, all right? And then as time goes on, like in the advanced status class starting tomorrow, I'm going to show you how to sell beneficial interest, how to do the trust meetings, the hearings, and the bills of exchange, the minute sheets, because you're going to have bookkeepers too. You're going to have good bookkeeping skills when dealing with a trust in a business, all right? And then learn how to build your staff, all right? Now, under this affidavit right here, it's a statement of arrest. This affidavit of arrest and void declaration especially includes but is not limited to anything related to government franchises, disclosure of government, identifying numbers such as SSN or the TIN, tax withholding or reporting forms such as the W-4 contract forms, tax returns or any other declarations of statuses, arising out of the tax, citizenship, or license forms provided to the government such as driver license applications, applications for ID cards, voter registration, or benefit applications, and an expanded version of this arrest statement is contained at the following address and hereby incorporated into this document by reference. Then we resign the agent and agency of everything dealing with them. And we deliver this to the Secretary of State, all right? We get rid of all the contracts associated with infancy. We give them our trust declaration, all right? Certificate of Ownership of Corporation or Assumed Name Record, DBA. This is all on the private side because this is what they do, so you have to do the same thing. All right? The same exact thing. Now, even when dealing with the hospital, you have to send this to the actual hospital as well. All right? And you also have to do a change of address with the hospital as well that you was born at. And within this notice, after you're putting on the record that this name is a business, you're aware of it, you're in charge of it, you're calling the shots, right? You claim all the titles and deeds, and you want all such paperwork relating to this DBA to be returned. You are claiming the writ of habeas corpus to institute and maintain actions of any kind in the courts of this state to take hold of and dispose of property, either real, intangible, or personal, and exemptions from taxes or impositions under the form of creating a qualification or attaching a condition. The states cannot, in effect, inflict the punishment of past acts which was not punishable at the time the act was committed. Also, this is also putting you on the do not detain list, all right? This is the form that does this. And you send this to the chief judge at your district courts in your local area. So this is how important. This is 18 pages, right? So there's no way I can go over everything tonight with dealing with this. So I want you to look this over and understand how important this document is right here. This is the wham bam thank you ma'am on the private side, but it will help you learn the public as well. Then the pledge, collateral, security, and the interest of the United States. This is claiming all your securities again, letting them know you are not bankrupt, you don't consent to the commandeering of your property at any time, nor the surrendering or suspending of your rights, property, or otherwise. I'm not an enemy but a friend to the United States of America and rebuke any presumption to the contrary. And I hope that you understand why it's important to let them know you're not an enemy of the state. Because they say we're trading with the enemy. You don't want to be an enemy of the state because this is when they can have their way with you. I hope that makes sense to you at the very least, all right? Yes, 3575 form to change the address, yes. Someone says doesn't register the LLC, give the state jurisdiction. That's why it's important that you do the private side too. That's why I'm telling you, listen, I need y'all to listen. You register something with the state, but it has limited liability. So who's going to be the owner? Secondly, the shareholders share the interests of that business if it's a corporation. The members share the benefit of that LLC. If it's an LLC, it's the members. If it's a corporation, it's the shareholders. They share the benefits. Nobody's held liable. The state can't do anything. You follow me? Now, if there's an actual owner on the record, then it can. There's ways around that, but that's a different class. This is why it's important that you learn trust. Trust is a whole different issue. We're talking about status correction here. Status correction over your name. We're not going to go over the 3575 today. No. It says, so once you complete the corrections process, are you able to still operate under professional certification? Yes, because it's just a piece of paper. It's just a piece of paper. That's all it is a piece of paper. That name, Donald Trump still has certificates, right? But his name is a business, correct? Michael Jordan still has a high school diploma and a college degree, right? But his name is still a business, right? I need y'all to quit thinking too hard with this. Listen, your name don't make up who you are. Your name doesn't tell me nothing about who you are. Your name does not define who you are. A certification don't tell me who you are. Your work tells me who you are and what you do. Your actions. Okay? Your actions. What you do. Now, I know there's a lot of documents just for the week one, right? I don't want to go over the trust yet. But I did put the 2848 in there. The 2848 is going to be the power of attorney, right? And this is I need y'all to understand, this is the power of attorney sheet right here when dealing with the IRS. Because, you know, the IRS is the actual courts because everything is a tax issue. So this is where you put your name, Steve Mnuchin. Now, let me know, man, if y'all got any questions, man. I want y'all to go over that stuff, and we'll go over some of this tomorrow. But like, there is some addresses in there. Like, you always want to send stuff to the Here's 3 addresses right here. So say you was in the state of Indiana, right? You want to make sure you send stuff to your governor, your Secretary of State, then make sure you send stuff to Stephen Mnuchin, the Secretary of State, then the Commander-in-Chief, the President of the United States, all right? And put them on notice of everything that you do when dealing with deeds. You always got to put your own contract in there as well, all right? And definition sheet. So there's nothing's up for discussion. All right? And that's why it's important. When you send anything, you need to understand what's in it. So this right here, you're always a claimant, all right? Or a affiant or a declarant. You know, it's a commercial affidavit. Then your divine spirit, you know, let them know what a deed is, the registered organization, the implied admission, the property, the tactic agreements, the tactic contracts, and this is in notice of the interest. Once you know your status correction is on record properly, then you will want to put the notice of interest. And this is dealing with the brokerage side, you know. If you understand Series 7 training or anything dealing with this is dealing with the DTCC, the Depository Trust Company, all right? dealing with those. Because these are the people that's taking you on the private and the public side. So I'm gonna try to break this down. Do it on the public side so you understand how to operate from the correct standpoint. Understand you are not your name. You keep being identified as your name, that's going to make you a slave out here in the United States corporation. They operate off titles. They ask for your title and you give them a registration, then they know you're a slave. You follow me? You know, they ask for my title, I'm going to tell them CEO and give them a nationality card. They ask for my title, I might tell them I'm the CFO or just an authorized representative. If you don't operate from this standpoint, you don't learn how to operate from this standpoint, you don't understand that your name is a sole proprietorship starting off. Your name used to mean something. Your name used to have something to do with your life purpose. I hope this makes sense. Now, let me not forget the cover letters. There's always cover letters when dealing with these, all right? I got cover letters when you're sending them on what to do, whether it's the clerk or courts, whoever. You just make sure you address somebody, and always address the person and send it certified mail, so you can put somebody liable for it. There's also a cover letter to the Secretary of State. You just make sure you put in the proper addresses, the proper people. Now, if you're following, like I said, if you're following along in the chat, I'm about to put all the files back in here. I don't want to put 10 in at a time. All right. I am also it takes a while for this these screen shares to upload, but I'm gonna make sure I upload it, and then I'm gonna re-email everybody so they can get the screen share as well if they don't. But this will also be available on the YouTube if you're a YouTube member. So I'll put all the files in the chat dealing with status corrections tonight. You will have to do some of your own study, your own research, because obviously I can't get over I didn't go over everything. The main thing starting off, what I think you should know: cancel all your previous powers of attorney with everybody, anybody you ever signed, even W-2s, W-4s, whatever. If you're working with a job, you like your job, you don't want to leave your job, then you're going to want to file a W-8 bin. A W-8 bin. That's this form right here. A W-8 BEN. All right? As a national. All right? Once you have your status corrected. This won't change anything but your paycheck. All right? To my knowledge and beliefs. Is it possible to get paid from being locked up back in 2014 and 15? Listen, learn how to assess the tax. Yeah. Take the court class. You're in this class, the court class is in a few days, all right? I think that's on Sunday. So, yes, you assess, or the 1099 OID class, that's in a couple days. You assess the tax. This is just showing you how important status correction is, all right? Status correction. Once you learn how to operate in the proper status, you're not white, you're not black no more, you're the authorized representative, or you're the CEO, or you're the beneficiary, you're the grantor. You have a title, and you know how to operate from that title. You follow me? You know how to operate from that title. Once you know how to operate from that title, then you can start calling shots. You follow me? You can start declaring shit. You follow me? So this is just basic status correction. So like, if you're an executor, you can operate as an executor. Hey, I'm here as an executor. That's all the president is. He is appointed as executor of the United States Corporation and the United States Trust. All the Constitution is an express trust for the United States Corporation. I hope everybody follows me. Let me know if you have any more questions. Let me know if you have any more questions. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. I want to make sure this stuff's making sense. I want to make sure y'all get this information. This is just, listen, we got 7 more weeks. We're probably going to go over some of the same stuff again. I just want to make sure y'all get this information, but as time goes on, we'll go over on how to start utilizing this into creating it into a trust corporation, and then creating it to build business credit, and then how to protect your assets. I actually, in the files, there's going to be trust stuff in there. You know, like I put the EIN for the trust. There's another document in there for the certificate of the assumed name. And this is what you put on. When you see stuff like this, this is what you put on with the county deeds office, the recorder, the record of deeds office. A lot of people don't some people know, but a lot of people don't understand that you can do private business with the county. That's where everything starts, and that's what they're doing with your birth certificate. Is they're starting off with doing private business with your county, then they take it to the state level, then they take it to the Social Security level. You follow me? When you get an ID or driver's license, this just shows that you work for the actual state, that you're a state employee. This is how you fall under the military jurisdiction. Eminem says, what if you were born outside the U.S., now a naturalized citizen? If you got a Social Security number, it works the same way. If you got a birth certificate, it works the same way. They all contracted with you. Anderson says, you tight, family. Keep dropping them gold nuggets. Peace and love. Kim says, so if one has incorrectly filed a UCC1 against the name, is there a form to file to correct it? No, you just take it off the record. But if it's filed correctly, you won't even be able to use the bank account. You won't even be able to open a bank account because it's a lien. It's a lien. But using UCC1s correctly is a whole different topic as well. When utilizing these liens, you don't even need to use a lien. You put the property in your trust. You'll be all right. So just stay tuned. We'll go over UCC1. We'll go over the trust. We'll go over liens. We'll touch that a little bit. I don't want y'all out here fucking up, getting y'all in trouble, man. I need y'all to understand the lien comes from a holding company. Look, say I buy a house, right? I would sell the beneficial interest to the holding company. And then the holding company would give me a certificate or something, or some money or something. You know, when you get these certificates, when you get Federal Reserve notes, all these are certificates on behalf of the United States Corporate Trust, the Federal Trust. Do you follow me? All these are certificates. These are notes. These are certificates, title of ownership. Ain't no difference between a Federal Reserve note and a car title. There's no difference. Someone says, does the status correction require one to rescind the SSN? Is that recommended? A lot of people do rescind their SSN. I don't. I capture it. You know, I put mine in my trust. I feel like it's needed. You know what I mean? Why wouldn't you? If it's a private bank account, why wouldn't you learn how to utilize the EIN and make your social a slave for all your EIN? And then build the personal credit and then attach it when you build business credit. Say you get $5,000 in personal credit, you can get $50,000 in business credit all day. say you get 100,000 in personal credit right now, you can get $1 million in business credit easily for a new business without having no history. So I would say utilize the social. It's there for your benefit. You know, learn how to play this game and learn how to become a power piece. Turn that pawn to a king. Does the SS4 go with the WA bin? No, the SS4 does not go with the WA bin. Those documents do not go together. The WA bin is by itself. It has nothing to do with the Social Security Administration forms. This is showing that you're a national. This is showing that you're a national. Let me go ahead and grab this WA bin form for you real quick. Cause I know y'all ain't gonna, y'all gonna have questions over that shit too. But I know how y'all operate. Yes. Again, I'm going later towards the end of the class, especially the advanced status correction class. I'm going to be going over trade lines. Yes. That's included. Yes. Just not this class. Y'all need to understand the difference first. Well, man, y'all can just come back to this video and boom, here we go. Make sure y'all get this. The WA bin template. Put it in the chat too. Just can use the EIN instead of your social to get a passport. Never heard that one, brother. Never heard that one. But no, you can use the nationality ID. It's different. Someone said your single swag is dope too. I appreciate that. It says my status correction was done over a month ago. I haven't heard anything. Should I proceed to do my own status correction? That's up to you, brother. That's up to you. It was done by someone I paid. Hey, that's up to you. That's on you, man. You know, we fill it in for you. You know, you do the done with you membership. But yeah, I just put the WA band. So let's go over this WA band template. So you can understand what's going on. This is used. Listen, I'm going to pull up one more form for you too. Because if you don't understand the nationality side, you can also do something called a W-4T, right? A W-4T. This is voluntary withholding. Because when you're filling out a W-2, you're volunteering your wages. You're gifting over part of your estate to them. My apologies. 1 second, y'all. It does this to me sometimes. So I'm going to upload the W-4T as well. I don't see it. There it is. So when I say nationality, you could be Irish, you could be Scottish. It doesn't matter. Just make sure you have a nationality. You don't have to be a Moor. It just so happens they have treaties with Moors. Moors basically started everything over this motherfucker. Just know that. And everywhere in the world. According to history. According to records, okay? These are the facts. Can't make this up. So, and you label it as an exhibit, the W-4T as an exhibit, somebody said their company wouldn't honor it. Then you didn't have proper status correction. You do your status correction documents with it. Give them your proper status correction documents or your nationality papers. You're obviously still black on the record, or you're still black on the record. But here's the W-8 bin. This shows that you're a foreign status. You know, and I know lots of people that utilize the W-8 bin and the W-4T, but the W-8 bin more than others, because this is due. They have to withhold your treaties. They have to enforce your treaties. So if you claim to be Moroccan, they're going to have to go by your treaty that you're a Moor. But this is showing that you're a transcendent foreign. But some people put that they're a private foundation. Some people put that they're a tax-exempt organization or an estate or a disregarded entity, because you can do that as well. There's so many different ways to go about this. But this is the information that you fill in right here. Put that you're a national of the U.S., capacity in which you're acting. And I always sign in all capitalized letters when dealing with this. Or you can just sign Chief Executive Officer. But this is it, man. So, hour and a half today, man. I'm going to leave it at that. We covered a lot today. I appreciate y'all rocking with me, man. I hope that this stuff did make sense for you guys, man. Tomorrow's class is going to be advanced status correction, is what we're going over, and it's for everybody that basically understands and understands this. Same place, same time, same codes. We'll change the codes once a week. So be looking for your emails next week for the new codes, all right? But it's going to be, I got class all week, man. We got Thursday. Today we got the basic. Tomorrow's the advanced. Saturday's the OID class. And Sunday's going to be the color law class and child support. You dig what I'm saying? Well, we got class Monday. But, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, man. Same place, same time. Keep rocking with your boy. I'm going to be here. And I'm going to make sure that I send everything to your email addresses. If you don't get it to your email address by tomorrow afternoon, just make sure you hit me up and be like, hey, I didn't get no email, man, at 407-274-5161. Thank you, King. Peace and love. Denise Brown Bay. Peace and love to you, Russ. Peace and love. Beer Gang Tabernacle says honors. Peace and love to you. Man, I appreciate all y'all, man. And I got stuff in store for y'all this month. I just want y'all to know that, man. I got a lot of great stuff in store. I'm going to be doing giveaways and a lot of stuff. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to the team. Shout out to everybody that's making this possible. Shout out to everybody that keeps hitting me up that wants to link with me, man. I got people out there that wants to link with me, and I can't even get to the money yet because I'm dealing with so many members. I appreciate the love and the support from y'all. Thank you for making me relevant. This is why I can make it so cheap, because y'all make it relevant. You feel me? Y'all make me relevant. Y'all keep doing donations. The more I thrive, the more I get to thrive for you guys. I appreciate y'all so much. Please go through the information. Go through it. We'll hit some stuff next week. Write down your questions. Write them down. Write them down so you don't forget, and we can talk about it next week. There might be some members that can even answer some stuff in the chat. All right? Yes, I appreciate y'all. We're going to build, man. I appreciate everybody that showed up, man. I had almost 100 people drop the donation. I had almost 60 people show up. So I appreciate y'all for showing up and showing me, because I remember I used to have 2 or 3 people join my conference calls, man. So I appreciate it, man. Look, now I want to also go into like January or February, probably most likely February. Everybody that's getting it, and it's going to be, yes, prosperity is your birthright. Just understanding this status correction, understanding how to create a business, because to truly be sovereign, you got to create your own revenue. You got to create your own income, right? So when you learn how to build a business credit and you got a business that's creating a service or some products, hey, and you're rocking with me, if you're a member, you're part of my class or something, we're going to work out special deals. Put your business on DonKilam.com because I get almost 2,000 people every day viewing DonKilam.com. We'll make sure we'll put your business and your service out there, detailed description, so we get your business out there and heard. You dig what I'm saying? Because, we learn together and grow together. That's what it's about, man. And we build together. That way our future generations can build together and create something great. So we're working for our future seeds. We're working for our future selves. You need to understand that you are the ancestor for the future, and it starts right now. So decide what it is, what you want to do. I don't care how big or crazy you might think it is. Keep it to yourself. Hold on to those thoughts, and then write it down and at least 10 or 15 minutes in the morning and at night. Visualize like it's already came true. Act like it's already came true. You follow me? And this is how you make things happen in life. If you don't, the one who fails the plan plans to fail. So it's important that you create plans and take those baby steps so you can start inching way to your success. But do not be scared. But that's how you know you're supposed to be doing the right thing. Because if you're not scared, you don't have no fear, then you're not supposed to be doing it. Nothing, no pain, no gain. You follow me? And that's what it's about, man. Much peace and love. I appreciate y'all. Prosperity is your birthright. Same place, same time. Listen, for the rest of December and January, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I'm here 5 days a week for y'all. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I'm going to make sure y'all get this information. We're going to put it all together and make sure it clicks, including spirituality, man. Much peace and love. Prosperity is your birthright, like I already said, man. You already know what it is. It's your boy. Make sure you check out MalikKalam.com. DonKilam.com is already up. We're going to start juking MalikKalam.com and putting our businesses on DonKilam.com. We need to come together. I want to, man, it's my vision that I'm going to get like the next Black Wall Street online. All our people's shit. You feel me? All conscious community, all working together, all growing together in the name of consciousness and in the name of peace and love. To uplift each other, man. With that, I'm out, man. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Same place, same time.